Did you know that a recent study published in Frontiers in Veterinary Science found that over 40% of all emergency vet visits for dogs are caused by something they ate at home? And the most heartbreaking part? Most of those foods were given with love by their owners. If you have a French Bulldog, this video could be life-saving. Because while those big eyes and wrinkly face may beg for a bite of your snack, what you don't know is some of the most common human foods can slowly damage your dog's organs, weaken their immune system, or worse, end their life early. French Bulldogs are especially vulnerable. Their unique digestive systems, compact size, and genetic predispositions make them more sensitive than many other breeds. So today, we're uncovering 10 everyday foods that might seem harmless, but could be silently harming your Frenchie from the inside out. Stay with us. What you learn in the next few minutes could add years to your dog's life. 1. Chocolate. Chocolate contains two compounds dangerous to dogs, theobromine and caffeine, both classified as methylxanthines. According to the Merck Veterinary Manual, dogs metabolize theobromine much slower than humans, making it toxic even in small amounts. The toxicity level depends on the type of chocolate. Dark chocolate and baking chocolate have higher concentrations than milk chocolate. In French Bulldogs, whose average weight is relatively low, 16 to 28 pounds, even small doses of theobromine can lead to rapid onset of symptoms: vomiting, diarrhea, hyperactivity, tremors, and in severe cases, seizures and cardiac arrest. The ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center has consistently reported chocolate ingestion as one of the top causes of dog poisoning. Long-term, repeated exposure, even in low, sublethal doses, can place stress on the heart and liver, especially in breeds with brachycephalic airway syndrome like French Bulldogs, which already have compromised respiratory efficiency. Owners should avoid feeding chocolate or any food containing cocoa, including cakes, cookies, and cocoa powder. 2. Grapes and raisins. One of the most mysterious and well-documented toxins in canine nutrition is the grape. Grapes and raisins can cause acute kidney failure in dogs, but the exact toxic agent remains unidentified. A 2005 retrospective study published in the Journal of the American Veterinary Medical Association reported that dogs who ingested grapes or raisins developed vomiting within 24 hours, followed by lethargy, diarrhea, and complete renal shutdown. French Bulldogs are at higher risk due to their size. Just a few grapes or a handful of raisins can exceed toxic thresholds. Laboratory values from affected dogs showed elevated blood urea nitrogen, BUN, and creatinine levels, indicating nephrotoxicity. Pathology often reveals proximal tubular necrosis, suggesting a direct toxic effect on kidney cells. The onset can be sudden and irreversible, with death occurring within days if untreated. This is why the Veterinary Poisons Information Service, VPS, and the ASPCA strongly recommend absolute avoidance of grapes and raisins, including in baked goods and cereals. 3. Onion and garlic. Onions, garlic, leeks, and chives belong to the Allium genus, which is known for its oxidative damage to canine red blood cells. Ingestion of even small amounts over time can result in Heinz body anemia. A 2000 study in veterinary and human toxicology showed that onion powder in baby food caused hemolytic anemia in dogs over several days of feeding. French Bulldogs, due to their smaller blood volume, are more susceptible to anemia from lower doses. Symptoms may include weakness, pale gums, collapse, and rapid heart rate. Unlike acute toxins, the effects of onion and garlic can build up over time, especially if fed repeatedly in small quantities, e.g., in leftovers, broths, or sauces. What's concerning is that powdered forms, often found in processed meats, sauces, and takeout, are more concentrated than fresh cloves or bulbs. The Pet Poison Helpline states that ingestion of more than 0.5% of a dog's body weight in onions can be toxic, which translates to less than a quarter of an onion for a typical French Bulldog. 4. Xylitol. Xylitol is a sugar substitute commonly used in sugar-free gum, peanut butter, baked goods, and mints. While safe for humans, it causes a rapid insulin release in dogs. According to a 2010 study published in Veterinary Clinics of North America, Small animal practice. Ingestion of xylitol leads to life-threatening hypoglycemia in under 30 minutes. In French Bulldogs, the effects are more pronounced due to their small liver mass. Within an hour, dogs may exhibit weakness, tremors, disorientation, or seizures. If untreated, hypoglycemia can progress to hepatic necrosis and death. The FDA issued a consumer alert warning about xylitol's fatal effects on dogs, noting that as little as 0.1 g/kg can cause hypoglycemia and 0.5 g/kg can induce liver failure. Many owners unknowingly expose their dogs to xylitol through peanut butter used for treat stuffing or training. Because xylitol can appear under alternative names like birch sugar, vigilance in label reading is crucial. Even a small cookie or piece of gum dropped on the floor could be fatal. 5. Cooked bones. Contrary to popular belief, cooked bones, especially from chicken, pork, or beef, pose a mechanical hazard rather than a chemical one. When cooked, bones become brittle and prone to splintering. A 2018 report in Veterinary Record highlighted multiple emergency cases involving esophageal or intestinal obstruction caused by bone fragments. French Bulldogs, being brachycephalic, often chew inefficiently, swallowing larger pieces. These sharp bone shards can perforate the esophagus, stomach lining, or intestines, leading to peritonitis, a life-threatening condition requiring emergency surgery. Chronic exposure to bone fragments may also cause constipation, rectal bleeding, and anal gland impaction. Additionally, bone ingestion can wear down or fracture teeth, leading to secondary infections. Veterinary professionals recommend replacing bones with safe dental chews or rubber toys, especially for breeds with delicate jaws or shortened muzzles like the French Bulldog. 6. Macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are among the few human foods that cause unique neurotoxic effects in dogs. Though the precise mechanism remains unknown, clinical studies, such as the one published in Veterinary and Human Toxicology, 2000, consistently show that even small amounts, as little as 2.4 grams per kilogram, can induce symptoms in dogs. Affected dogs, including French Bulldogs, may exhibit ataxia, loss of coordination, hind limb weakness, vomiting, tremors, hyperthermia, and depression within 12 hours of ingestion. These effects can last up to 48 hours, and while typically non-lethal, the discomfort and stress on the body, especially for smaller breeds, can be severe. Given the French Bulldog's compact size and predisposition to breathing difficulties, the added stress from macadamia toxicity can worsen existing respiratory or circulatory issues. In rare cases, ingestion of macadamia nuts alongside other toxins, such as chocolate, can result in synergistic effects that lead to more severe outcomes. Macadamia nuts are often found in cookies, snack mixes, and baked goods. Since no safe dose has been established and the reaction is unpredictable, veterinary toxicologists and poison control centers recommend complete avoidance for all dog breeds. 7. Avocado. Avocados contain persin, a fungicidal toxin that is harmless to humans but can be problematic for certain animals, including dogs. While dogs are less sensitive to persin than birds or livestock, ingestion of large amounts of avocado flesh, pit, or skin can lead to vomiting, diarrhea, and pancreatitis. The Merck Veterinary Manual explains that persin, along with the high-fat content of avocados, poses a risk for dogs, especially breeds prone to digestive issues. For French Bulldogs, who are already susceptible to pancreatic inflammation and obesity, even moderate consumption can lead to acute gastrointestinal upset. Moreover, the avocado pit presents a serious choking hazard and potential for intestinal blockage. In a 2012 case series published in the Journal of Veterinary Emergency and Critical Care, avocado pit ingestion was associated with several cases of intestinal obstruction, requiring surgical removal. Owners should also be aware of guacamole, which may contain onions, garlic, salt, and lime juice, all of which are harmful to dogs. The cumulative effect of these ingredients can result in both toxic and metabolic consequences. 8. Alcohol. Even tiny amounts of alcohol can be extremely dangerous for dogs. Ethanol is rapidly absorbed through the gastrointestinal tract, and dogs lack the liver enzymes to metabolize it efficiently. According to a 2003 study in toxicology, ethanol concentrations as low as 0.5 milliliters per kilogram of 100% ethanol can induce central nervous system depression in dogs. French Bulldogs are particularly vulnerable due to their brachycephalic structure, which makes respiratory depression even more dangerous. Signs of ethanol toxicity include vomiting, ataxia, slowed breathing, hypothermia, seizures, and in extreme cases, coma and death. Many pet owners are unaware that alcohol is present not only in beverages, but also in fermented dough, rubbing alcohol, and certain desserts. For instance, yeast in raw bread dough produces ethanol during fermentation, which can result in bloat and alcohol poisoning simultaneously, a double emergency for small breeds like French Bulldogs. Because of their size and sensitive liver function, even licking a spilled drink can cause significant symptoms. The ASPCA advises pet owners to keep alcohol and alcohol-containing products out of reach at all times. 9. Dairy products. Although many dogs enjoy the taste of cheese, milk, or ice cream, most are lactose intolerant to some degree, particularly as they age. Dogs lack sufficient levels of lactase, the enzyme responsible for breaking down lactose. A 2010 study published in Veterinary Therapeutics found that approximately 70% of adult dogs showed symptoms of gastrointestinal distress following dairy ingestion. French Bulldogs often have sensitive stomachs, and the high-fat content in dairy products like cream, cheese, and butter can trigger pancreatitis, a painful inflammation of the pancreas. This condition can be acute or chronic, and recurrent flare-ups are common if high-fat foods are regularly consumed. Additionally, dairy can contribute to obesity, a risk factor for both intervertebral disc disease and respiratory issues, both already common in the French Bulldog breed. Some owners believe yogurt or cheese can be used as probiotics or pill carriers. While small amounts of plain, unsweetened yogurt may be tolerated by some dogs, it's best to consult a veterinarian. Safer alternatives, like formulated dog-specific probiotic treats, offer the benefits without the gastrointestinal risks. 10. Salt. Salt, or sodium chloride, in excessive amounts can lead to hypernatremia, a potentially deadly condition in dogs. A 2002 study in the Journal of the American Animal Hospital Association documented several cases of salt toxicity caused by ingesting salty snacks, seawater, or salt dough crafts. Symptoms of salt poisoning include vomiting, diarrhea, excessive thirst, tremors, and seizures. In severe cases, it can result in brain swelling, coma, or death. The toxic dose for sodium in dogs is approximately 2 to 3 grams per kilogram of body weight, which means even a few heavily salted chips can cause problems for a French Bulldog. Because French Bulldogs are already prone to dehydration, especially in hot climates or during exercise, salt exacerbates their risk by altering the balance of electrolytes in the body. Salted meats, chips, canned soups, or sauces are especially dangerous. Furthermore, chronic exposure to high-sodium diets has been linked to hypertension and kidney strain in dogs, particularly in smaller breeds. Owners should avoid feeding processed human food altogether and stick to low-sodium dog-approved treats. Every French Bulldog relies on their human not just for love, but for life. And as we've seen today, even the smallest treat can carry consequences. From silent toxins like Xylitol and theobromine to seemingly innocent foods like grapes or dairy. Science is clear. What nourishes us may destroy them. Veterinary science has made incredible advances in understanding canine nutrition and toxicology. But still, over 200,000 dogs are treated for food-related illnesses each year in the U.S. alone. Many from homes filled with love, but missing knowledge. Your French Bulldog doesn't know what's dangerous. But now you do. So the next time those big, round eyes beg you for just a bite, remember, protection begins with awareness. If this video helped you, or if you've experienced any food-related scare with your dog, share your story in the comments. You never know who it might save. And don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe for more science-backed dog care, and turn on the bell so you never miss a chance to protect your best friend. Because loving your dog isn't just about cuddles and kisses. It's also about making the right choices when they need you most.